Hi, my name is Charlotte Payton, and I am your Modern Language Specialist with Vista Higher Learning. And I'm going to give you a little tour of Portails today. This is the VHL textbook that you're going to be using for your French class. You need to set up a profile. So when you first go to vhcentral.com, it will ask you to create a profile. You can do that right away. If you have a code for your book, you can redeem that now. If you need a grace period, you're just going to enroll in the course. And then once you have your code, you can redeem it. So to enroll in a course, you're going to click on enroll in a course, and you're going to choose your school. Type the name of the school in here, and it will find all the courses associated with your school. Make sure you sign up for the correct course and section number and professor. In this case, I've already registered, and I'm going to verify that it was University of USA. It starts the 16th of January, ends the 15th of May, and my instructor is correct. So I'm going to click on that. And this is the dashboard. This is going to be where you find all the important information for your course. I see two new announcements that I can access either here or here. So in this case, I'm going to look at the welcome message, and then I'm also going to click on this notice here, which is reminding me that it's really smart to clear the cookies and cache for a faster VHL experience. So this is something I put up here because I wanted to point it out to you that your browser will work much more efficiently if you're clearing your cookies and cache. You can do that. There are instructions here. Your professor can share them with you as well. And in fact, I would make sure that your Flash is updated as well, and that if you could set up your browser to clear the cookies and cache each time you exit, that will be the most helpful way to go about it. We can also access any homework that you have. So in this case, my first assignment is due on January 16th. You can also see, in this case, the professor has assigned all the work for the semester, so I can see what I'm going to have due each time. It's also going to tell me how much time each activity takes on average, and this is a real-time average based on what students have done in the past. I want to access my assignments right here, so I'm going to hit start, and it's going to take me straight into the activity.
To listen to the words.
All right. Other things I want to show you, so this is how you access your homework, your announcements, and any notifications you might have on work that's been graded, notes that your teacher has made. I'm going to also click on activities here. This is going to show you a list for each section of your textbook, a list of activities that you have to work on. Some of these activities are going to appear in your textbook as well as the super site, and the other activities that don't have the book next to it are all on the super site. If it has headphones, this means it's a listening audio exercise. The microphone means that it is something that you're going to be speaking in. The apple indicates that your professor will have to hand grade it. So all the other assignments that don't have apples are going to be instantly graded for you. You'll get instant result. I also wanted to show you that these are all the assignments that have been assigned. There are also activities that are not assigned that you can use for more practice. So if you find that the work for the day hasn't been quite enough to make you comfortable, you can go ahead and look at all the activities. This little thing here, this is a virtual chat, so it's actually going to have an interactive element where you're talking to someone else, or an avatar, I should say. So this is a really good listening and audio activity. And then with the two little people here filled in, that's a partner chat. If that's ever assigned, that means that you need to schedule a time with someone in the class to do a virtual chat as well. All right, if you have any quizzes or assessments, you're going to find them here. You're going to see when they're assigned. And then you all see your past quizzes as well. Quizzes are only active when your professor makes them available to you. Resources. This is a really great place for you to find some extra resources for studying. Your professor is going to make a variety of things available for you. In this case, we've got some grammar slides we can download. We've got some worksheets, some PDFs that we might need to download for class activities, activity pack, introduction. So there's some things here that you can look at. Video scripts, translations might become available. So this is just a place for you to find different resources to support you in your studies. We also have vocabulary tools. These are, if you've ever used Quizlet, this is based on Quizlet. You're going to have a list of your vocabulary. You can make a summative so that you have all the units you've studied included, or you can just focus on the one unit. You can also add words. So if there are words that you come across in your reading or in class that you want to add in here, you can add these in. Your professors can also add these in. So it just is a way for you to kind of customize your vocabulary list. And then you can actually study them through the flashcards. Listening to them as well. And you can also print the list. So if you wanted to have a printout of the entire vocabulary list, you can do that as well. So the last piece of your content is your e-companion. This is your e-textbook. You can actually access the textbook directly from your super site. You can do this on your cell phone, on your iPad, on your computer. It's very nice. You can get to sections very quickly and efficiently. All right, we also have a calendar view of all your assignments, so you can access your assignments through content activities or through the calendar. Here I have a whole calendar listed with how many assignments are due when. I see that I have a lesson test on Friday the 19th. I can see that my homework is going to be between an hour and a half and 2 hours and 15 minutes in this week. So you can plan ahead for your assignments. So that's your calendar. And then you also have your grades here. So you can have a summary of your grades. This is going to show you what you have overall. It's also going to break it down to categories for you. You are going to see how long each of the activities has taken you, but you're also going to see how long your class average is. So you can kind of gauge whether you're spending more time or less time than your classmates. You can also look at how many attempts you've had and how many attempts most students have. You can look at how many assignments you've submitted, the feedback you've gotten, and how many late submissions. So feedback is going to be things that your professor has pointed out. You can also look at greater detail, so you can look for specific lessons here, pull them up, and then you can see what you did right and what you did wrong. And it'll also tell you how many points you've earned, how many were possible, if there were any penalties, how much time you spent on the activity, when it was submitted, and when it's due. All right, and then help requests. If you've requested any help from your professor on certain activities, you didn't understand the directions, the answer was right but marked wrong, anything like that, you can actually post a little help request to your professor, and they can respond to that if they choose to. And communications. So this is going to go back to the announcements. Remember, we've already looked at the announcements, so we're going to find them under previously viewed announcements. So here we have those. And then we also have forums. So in this case, we've got a forum called Tell Me About Yourself. It's a question that's put out towards the class. We've got one reply, and then you can actually reply to that one as well. All right, and then one other very important piece here is your help tab. This tab is really important because it will help you through a lot of things that you might come across. You might forget how to do something. So you have your main help page, and this is significant because first you can browse through articles, but you can also submit a request. So if your VHL site is not acting the way it should, you can submit a help request and resolve some problems. It also has helpful things. So here we've got some connection failure during partner chats, forgetting your passwords. These are kind of things that they're finding students to ask a lot of questions about. But that submitting a request is really important. If something is not behaving the way it should, we really need to know about it, A, to help you get your assignments done on time, and secondly, we don't know issues are happening unless you point them out to us. So you're really kind of helping us both with that. And then you also have how-to videos. We have this great little basic things: how to enroll in a class, how to create an account, how to customize your vocabulary tools, how to do the virtual chat, partner chat, tracking your progress, reviewing your completed work. So lots of different short little YouTube videos that'll help you figure out kind of basic stuff. We also have an entire user guide available here that you can look through and see how things work. And finally, support requests. So if you've submitted anything to our help request, it'll show up here as open or closed. Open meaning we haven't resolved it yet. Closed meaning you submitted the request, we've resolved the issue. Your professor has access to this list as well. So if you have problems and you've logged this in and you've gone to tech support, you've tried to get help, your professor will see that. If you complain about technology and you haven't reported it, your professor will also see that you haven't made an attempt to make it work. So that's just a little helpful hint, is that you need to make sure that you're asking for support from VHL Central. We have support ready for you guys constantly. All right, so a review again. This is your dashboard. You can access all your assignments here. You've got all this content here to help you learn. You've got a calendar of homework that's ready. You've got a way to access your grades, looking in summary, looking in detail, and any help that you've asked for. And then you've got announcements here and your forum here. Good luck with Portails. Hopefully you will become fluent in French by the end of your experience with Portails, and have a great semester.